Hello, this is Brian. Today is a beautiful early afternoon, Sunday, May 2nd, 2021. I'm in Cleveland National Forest, the Santa Ana Mountains, and I'm just right off of Los Alamos Truck Trail. Further north it becomes Main Divide, meets up with Ortega Highway, southwestern Riverside County, and today this is another episode of Spotlight on Shrubs. Today I want to focus on the Yellow Bush Beardtongue, and that is Keckiella antirrhinoides. And specifically for this video, it'll be Keckiella antirrhinoides subspecies antirrhinoides, or variety antirrhinoides. It is a member of the Plantain Family, the Plantaginaceae. It is a small to medium-sized shrub, and it is summer/drought deciduous. In other words, during the dry season here in Southern California, that tends to be summer, and what happens is the plant, after blooming and setting seed, it will shed its leaves. The leaves will actually turn kind of a brownish yellow. Actually, it can be quite noticeable, and the leaves will shed off usually towards May or June, sometimes July in wetter years, and it'll be leafless during the summertime, only to leaf out again once the rains start coming in late fall, winter. Then this plant will leaf out again. And the reason why I'm focusing on this species today is because the name yellow refers to its flower. Like a lot of plants in the Plantaginaceae, they're these kind of lipped flowers. You can see the top portion and the bottom portion kind of curve down a little bit. Kind of interesting. And it is quite closely related to other members of the Plantaginaceae, like penstemon. So sometimes this plant is called Yellow Bush Penstemon, and other times penstemons will also be called beardtongues as well, because it looks like a tongue sticking out. Kind of a little fuzzy little tongue sticking out. It's kind of hard to see, but in the center where the lip comes out, there's a little fuzzy piece sticking out of it. So there are at least two varieties of this plant, and although this episode focuses on subspecies antirrhinoides, I will make a remark that another subspecies, there's another subspecies called microphylla, I should say, that is occasionally found. It's more of a further inland. See, we're a little inland right now because this plant prefers very hot and sunny areas in sage scrub and chaparral. It's a big fan of hot canyons. So this place gets very hot in the summer. I've been here in the summer before, and yes, it can get hot. So again, they love sunny, hot locations, usually inland from the coast. However, subspecies Keckiella, when you go much further inland, as you're getting closer towards the desert, you often start finding a smaller leaf version called subspecies microphylla. And you'll find that further inland, and it even has smaller leaves than these. So this one right here is a little lusher growing. It seems to get a little more moisture. Seems to get more moisture from the wash here than its slightly upland neighbor. See, this one's got pretty small leaves. This one's got larger leaves. So I can tell for a fact this is not subspecies microphylla. So the leaves are kind of a medium green. They're small, and they're kind of very narrow. Here we go. You can get some good views of these, hopefully. I wouldn't say quite lanceolate, but very narrow, ovate-shaped leaves. Again, very soon after this plant sets seed, this plant will be shedding its leaves. So again, you got the beautiful, striking yellow flowers, which are very closely similar to penstemons. And there are species of penstemons here, and there are at least two or three species of Keckiellas here that I'm aware of. So After the flowers, they form these little seed capsules. And this is an old dried seed capsule here. Let's see if I can get a view of it. Kind of small. This is dried up. This is from last year. So you can see, I'll try to see if I can get the light better so we can see it more clearly. It's a very small capsule that splits open in 4s or so. And they're little tiny dark colored seeds. The seeds are long gone from it. And yeah, usually like 4-chambered capsules. And they're kind of brownish colored when they dry up. And that's not unlike species in the genus Penstemon. Here's one right here that's not really blooming much. This one is just starting to bud. And you can see again more of those little seed capsules coming up here. So its form is it is a woody shrub. See here, kind of has a brownish gray, slightly stringy bark when it ages, slightly stringy, but mostly gray, a little stringy, maybe light furrowing. So it's a regular woody shrub in that sense. They're usually not very large, but they can get up to this maybe up to about 6 feet maybe. Usually they're pretty small, and this area is a very good region for them. And here's Los Alamos Truck Trail. If you check the description, I will post the range for this plant. But here in Southern California, in hotter interior canyons, slopes, you would be hard pressed not to find this plant. Here's another specimen. Again, beautiful in the mid to late spring months with its beautiful yellow beardtongue flowers. And that's why you get the name beardtongue. Beautiful Keckiella antirrhinoides, subspecies antirrhinoides. And if you see a really minuscule leafed version, even further inland, like even closer to the desert, like really far interior land, you're looking at microphyllus. So, with that in mind, driving along Main Divide and Los Alamos Truck Trail, you're likely to find several specimens of that plant. You'll also find areas of it in Temescal Valley too. Temescal Valley, I saw a lot of it near Indian Truck Trail. Even in the slopes of the Temescal Mountains, you can see, I did a hike back in April of 2017 up Indian Truck Trail to Santiago Peak, and you can see hillsides covered in yellow. There are a lot of specimens here too. You can see some there. It's it can be a very common shrub in hot canyons and hot south-facing slopes. So be sure you check out Keckiella antirrhinoides. Again, this was Spotlight on Shrubs with Brian. It's a little shorter than usual, but I guess the beauty of that plant, I'll let the beauty of the plant speak for itself. Keckiella antirrhinoides, subspecies antirrhinoides. This was Spotlight on Shrubs with Brian, and I will see you on another episode. Thanks for watching.